Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a verse that speaks to those moments when doing the right thing feels difficult, even when it costs us. We're talking about Matthew 5:10. But before we get started, I want to share something with you. Only 3% of the people who watch these videos are actually subscribed or follow the channel. If you're here and you find this content helpful or encouraging, please take a moment to hit that subscribe or follow button. It's a small action, but it makes a big difference in helping us grow this community and continue sharing messages of faith and hope. Now, let's get into today's verse. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 10, Jesus says, "Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." This verse is part of the Beatitudes, a powerful teaching from Jesus that flips the world's values upside down. Here, Jesus is telling us that there's a blessing in facing persecution for doing what is right. But how can there be blessing in something so challenging? First, let's understand what it means to be persecuted because of righteousness. This isn't just about suffering in general, it's specifically about facing opposition or hardship because we are living according to God's ways. Maybe it's standing up for what's right, even when it's unpopular, or choosing integrity over convenience, even when it costs us something. It could be anything from being ridiculed for your faith, to losing friends, or even facing serious consequences for standing firm in your beliefs. In those moments, it's easy to feel isolated, discouraged, or even question whether it's worth it. But Jesus reassures us that when we endure persecution for righteousness' sake, we are blessed. Why? Because we are living out our faith in a way that honors God, and that brings us closer to Him. Let's bring this into our everyday lives. Maybe you've faced criticism or judgment for standing up for what's right, for sharing your faith, or for making choices that align with God's word. It can feel like you're swimming upstream in a world that often goes the opposite direction. But here's the encouragement. Jesus himself faced persecution, and he tells us that when we do the same, we are not only blessed, but also in good company. It's important to remember that persecution doesn't just have to be something extreme. It can be subtle, like being excluded, mocked, or misunderstood because of your commitment to live for Christ. But no matter how it shows up, Jesus promises that those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake have a reward waiting for them, the kingdom of heaven. This means that the trials we face now are temporary, but the blessing that comes from God is eternal. The kingdom of heaven isn't just about our future home with God. It's also about the peace, joy, and strength we experience right now as we walk closely with Him. So, what does this mean for you? If you're going through a tough time because of your faith or because you're standing up for what's right, take heart. Jesus sees your struggle and He calls you blessed. He's with you in every trial, giving you strength to endure and the promise of His eternal kingdom. Today, I would like to challenge you. Don't give up. Continue to stand firm in your faith even when it's hard. Remember that the blessings of God are far greater than the temporary challenges we face. And when you feel weary, lean on His promises. Know that you are not alone. God's presence is with you, and His reward is sure. As we wrap up, hold on to this truth from Matthew chapter 5, verse 10. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Let this verse be your strength and encouragement as you continue to live out your faith boldly. If this message resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. How has God been with you in times of persecution or challenge? Share your story. It could encourage someone else who needs to hear it. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more faith-filled content. Hit that like button if this video uplifted you, and don't forget to share it with someone who might need encouragement today.